Joining us on the show this morning as we discuss the ruling party's choice of a Muslim-Muslim ticket ahead of the 2023 election in Nigeria is Abraham Sam Ayedogun, Senior Apostolic Leader, Realm of Glory International Churches, and Convener, Catalyst for Global Peace and Justice Initiative. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Dr. Ruben Abati, for having me.
Thank you, Pastor. We can hear you loud and clear in the studio here. Well, where do you stand in this matter of a Muslim-Muslim ticket as declared by the All Progressives Congress? Some church leaders say it doesn't matter. After all, there are 18 political parties. But the Christian Association of Nigeria and other groups insist that religion is a very major factor in this 2023 general election, and that the right of Christians to be on the ballot at the highest level must be respected by all political parties. Where do you stand?
Well, Dr. Ruben, you just stated categorically the position of the Christian Association of Nigeria, number one, and I also like to add that's the same position of the Pentecostal Fellows of Nigeria, which is the NAM, one of the major the 5 arms of the Christian Association of Nigeria. And I'm a Christian, so every Christian and every Christian leader, directly or indirectly, belong to the Christian Association. And if you are of the Pentecostal faith, you belong to the Pentecostal Fellowship. So where they stand is where I stand. You can do otherwise, but much more than that. We're first and foremost human. And I think the fundamental principle that God put in place at creation is the respect for the dignity of every human. I'm human before I belong to any ethnic group, before I belong to any religion. And the fundamental principle of respect for the dignity of every human, which demand equity, fairness, and sensitivity, to the feeling, the right of everyone, I think it's been violated. So it's not just because I'm a Christian or Christian leader or because I'm Pentecostal, my church is Pentecostal, but as a human being, I feel traumatized by all that's been going on. So it's not just a matter of where I stand. I feel really traumatized. And I must say, without flattering, that you guys, your team in the Arise Names TV, you've been on top of the situation. I dare say that's part of what have given me some sort of consolation, because I follow every proceeding. You've really engaged the process very robustly, without sentiment, dispassionately. But you can see what is happening, if I may add. I think our politicians are so tactical. They are master of the game of dribbling, the game of manipulation, the game of deception. I believe this whole thing is a tactics, is a strategy to divert attention from the real issues. Because I think before this news broke about the substantial running mates of the presidential candidate of the ruling party, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, we were talking about the identity of the presidential candidate. We're talking about issues of certificate and which school did you attend. And one of my apostolic friends actually said to me, why is Nigerian politics and why is the issue of governance in Nigeria, why is it deteriorating below the level of demons? Because we have a story in Mark chapter 5 where Jesus was casting out some demons, and they say, Jesus, they say, we know you, you are the Son of God. Then in Acts chapter 19, Paul did some exploit, but there are some sons of Sceva that tried to cast out a demon. And demon said, before we respect you, before we obey your directive, before you can lead us to come out or not come out, tell us your identity. Who are you? Who are you? Jesus we know, Paul we know. So a friend of mine said, we now have people that want to govern us. We don't know their background. We don't know their school. We don't know it's all controversy. But to pull a wool on our face, to divert our attention, they have now played up this politics of identity. They played up this politics of exclusion and all of that. So I think it's just the same old rigmarolling and avoiding the real issue, taking everybody for granted. So it's not just the sensibility of the Christian community that's been insulted. And I dare say, this is like adding salt to the injury. This is trampling the electoral value of the Christian community. This is saying to our face, you're saying to our face, we don't matter, we don't count, you don't give a damn. And when you did all your calculation and all your balancing, you realize it's not only that you have to satisfy a particular region of the country and a particular religion at the expense of fairness and justice. You are saying to us, you are playing it up to say that you regard and respect and adore these people more. How do you want us to feel? You are trampling us. Then we talk. You say we are being sensational. It's pre-modern sentiment and all of that. Who started the whole pre-modern sentiment? Who started the whole sensationalism? It's the same politicians. And we can go further. This whole issue is a question of bad leadership. But we have gone from bad leadership, or maybe we started with lack of visionary leadership, then we graduated to bad leadership. Now there is no leadership. There is no governance. It is the current president of the ruling party that was packaged and sold to us. I have said before, it was almost like forgery that was presented to us. Was packaged and dressed in a garb of Democrat, born-again Democrat, whatever, and say, an ex-general, he will stop insecurity, he will fight corruption. And part of the people that packaged him and sold him to us, 2014, 2015, is the current presidential candidate. And we see all the failure. Blood has been flowing, both the blood of Christian, non-Christian, Muslim, everybody. Blood is soaked together. Nobody is safe. Instead of coming to us, you're sorry. But it's the same presidential, the president and the leader of APC that play this religion, the politics of religion, this politics of identity, this politics of exclusion. Because it started with all his lopsided appointment. This is the first time in history of Nigerian politics that the national electoral chairman, the national chairman of INEC will come from the same region and the same religion with the president. Even under military, it wasn't so. This is the first time you have a situation where the president of the country and the CNC is a Muslim from the north. The Senate leader, the Senate president is a Muslim from the north. The Speaker of the House of Rep is a Muslim. And so everybody is like, if you want to matter under government of APC, you have to put on the toga of Islamic religion. Is that what you are telling us? And you are now saying it doesn't matter what we say and so on. So Dr. Ruben, Victoria Tundun, MK Abiola, and Rufai, I want to thank you. You have actually tried to placate my heart. I've been deeply hurt. I feel very disappointed. I feel insulted. I thought we're going to be able to, in one way or the other, address issues. What is Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu bringing to the table? We are all Lagosians. We see what he has done and what he has been doing. Yeah, I know. I have spoken to him one-on-one when he was governor. I have respect for him because I was writing for This Day then, and there was an issue of a church that was to be demolished. I felt it was not fair. It was Victory Christian Center of Reverend Nkechi Ilupu Taife. And I wrote in This Day then, and the then governor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was humble enough to call me and explain issues to me. He said I should come so that we discuss. I said, I don't need to come because I was afraid maybe I would be manipulated. But he explained to me, and they stopped the demolition. So I believe it's somebody that have a listening ear, and so on and so forth. He is married to a Christian that is a pastor. I respect that because that magnanimity and that being a liberal Muslim, I don't know if I can allow my wife to belong to another religion and so on, or even to go to another church, as pastor as I am. So I respect him on many grounds. We've seen leaders have thrown up. But the way, it's not just balancing equation, who will deliver more vote, who is compatible with you. Why are they rubbing this thing on our face as if Christians don't matter? the leg of extremists, religious bigot, have been on our net as Christians. Our blood is flowing. You guys just finished, you just put aside the Owo massacre, and so on. Catholic priests have been kidnapped. People are seen in captivity. Christian girls have been kidnapped and distributed as booty, as means of motivating the terrorists. Christian girls are seen in captivity. I don't know if they take Muslim girls. All of these horrible things. But who played up religion to the maximum? It is President Muhammad Buhari. Everything rises and falls with leadership. In my village, there's every story you tell, every folklore is on the tortoise head. The president is the tortoise in this matter. His lack of leadership, his lack of balance, his lack of sensitivity to every ethnic group and every religion is what now is taken to high heaven. And what he and Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu were sensitive to and respected in 2015, why didn't Tinubu run with him there? He said because of the figure, how the figure will come. So, and people should please. The only joy I have is that we are now seeing the greatness of Mepke Abiola. They should stop comparing this thing with 93. We did not have this issue in 93. None of them have the quality and the greatness and the personality that MKO had. So you can't be comparing apple and orange or whatever. You can't be comparing ordinary cocoyam and pounded yam in my place. They can't compare this thing. We've moved far from there. But see the polarization and the trampling of sub-region by our president. And you are now showing us that from a region in the country, you don't have competent people, you don't have intelligent people. Is it all about votes? Where is the place for principle? Where is the place for fairness and justice? I'm not speaking just as a church leader, as a religious leader. I convey catalysts for global peace and justice. But there can be no peace without justice. The other time I was on your program, I was representing custodian of national conscience. As people that represent, custodian of national conscience, we feel that these people are acting as if there is no conscience. So the whole thing is very sickening. It's very provocative. I heard you and Rufai, the others, they're saying, what is all this? Before now, the placeholder as running mate to Asiwaju, we also discover that they couldn't fill the school and the certificate he had. And we're now diverting things. And when we now want to do this, we say it's primordial to be talking religion, to be talking identity, to be doing that. They have played on the intelligence and the sensibility of Nigerians enough. So